Welcome once again to Mount Tabor Grand Lodge AF and AM YouTube channel. I'm Grandmaster Herbert Ware. I do want to take a moment to thank all of the viewers and subscribers to our YouTube channel. It's our intent to put these out so that they both serve as a source of empowerment and edification for all who partake in them. Today we're going to talk about taking control of your masonry, or basically of your life, because we deal with this subject matter every day in all aspects of our life. You see, the life we live is based on the relationships we have. The Bible and the Masonic order are about building relationships. There are only two types of relationships, worldly and spiritually. And our objective, I think, should be for the coming year, should be to search for and build deeper spiritual relationships as taught in the Bible and Masonry. We are not going to get those deep relationships, solid relationships, unless we stand and fight. So I think the theme for 2019 should be stand or take a stand. And as always, before you go to war, you should have adequate preparation. You need to get your mind, body, and spirit in order. And also you need to know your enemy. Masonry is here for our correction and edification, just as the Bible is. We came into Masonry for our individual betterment. The good news is today there is no different from yesterday or years past. There are challenges and opportunities all around us. There's no shortage of time. There's no shortage of money. There's no shortage of resources and talents. We as Masons and Eastern Stars are supposed to be the masters of availing ourselves of all that is available to us by God. We are supposed to be the chosen ones who stand on what is right, true, and just, therefore moving ahead and never falling behind. Masons are in the world, but not of the world. We shouldn't bring worldly attitudes and procedures into the order. Masonry is a lifestyle. I submit to you that life in Masonry is not an event. It's an ongoing spiritual process. Masonry teaches us to be fair and just in all that we do. Now, that doesn't always feel good, but it's what we do. And the best way to be fair and just is to follow the instructions as given in our book of scriptures and our books of Masonry. We all battle the following three very strong evils daily for our peace, power, and prosperity. I believe all of our problems in some way, shape, or form is contributed to either one or a combination of these evils. These three evils, with their tools of choice, hinder our ability to communicate with the divine, which instead of a lost word might be just what Masons seek. In Masonry, as in life, when any one brother fails or takes a shortcut, the craft suffers or fails. Master Masons are supposed to begin imparting this information and teaching this to entered apprentice and fellow crafts from the very beginning. Now, our first evil is what I call the King Crafts syndrome. The spirit of this evil is me, myself, and I. I am the greatest, the knowing, the self-made one. Listen to me, I know best. The King Craftsman is full of doubt and demands. The King Craftsman is also fickle. He loves you when you follow, hates you when you don't. He works on his own time limit, according to his plan and not God's. This evil causes a person to act according to an illusion of grandeur, a false sense of worth. Delay is his tool of choice. Delay in God's process. The King Craftsman, or flesh, or ego as we call it, it operates according to man's will. It does not understand that something There's something to learn every day from everyone. You learn from what comes in, not from what goes out. So this person generally talks a lot. True Masonry, when a man meets a true Mason, that Mason will want to know what can he do for him, not what can he get from him. And that is the way Masons are taught to act. This evil, this king craftsman syndrome, need to be sorted out and controlled, eliminated in order to receive true Masonic light. If you want to change your stature in life, seek out someone with a need and fill it. In other words, it's called give and ye shall receive. It means humbling yourself to serve others. Our blessings come, our favor comes through the serving of others. The second evil is the worldly mind. The worldly mob mind. This evil attacks Masonry at its very core. This is possibly the worst evil of all. It's an infringement on the individual freedom. It's the use of one against another. A deceitful tongue is the weapon of choice. It violates Masonic basic obligations. The mob mind says the craft are waiting and anxious. They have no concept of time. In fact, time brings out their impurities and it reveals their true nature. The mob mind speaks for many, and many don't even know why they're speaking or what they're saying. The world or the mob mind is almost always in error because it seeks to control many for the interests of few. If you go to Volume 3, page 1211 of Mackay's Encyclopedia, which states government is the theme of the third degree. Without proper government, there can be no work. If government fails, death and destruction follows. The mob mind seeks out undiscerning spirits, ones without proper study and meditation, and prompts attacks instead of providing wise counsel. As Masons, we must step up and step out from the worldly mob mind and its fads. You know, the world advocates devouring the weak, suppressing the poor, but Masonry advocates Proverbs 27:17. As iron sharpens iron, so does one man sharpen the countenance of his friend. Brothers and sisters, you and I are here and was put here to help our brothers. In life, the vision and the mantle is always given to one. There's no such thing as 50-50. The tail don't wag the dog, and anything with two heads is a freak. If you don't help leadership, you will not get help when you are a leader. If you do not water, you will not be watered. You will be left high and dry. That is just biblical law. God works according to order. The Masonic Freemasonry works according to order. And so that's why we say Masonic order. If we circumvent the order, we destroy the entity. To develop a discerning spirit to recognize this evil, you must be rooted in God's process. You must include individual study, meditation, and then seek opportunities to apply the acquired knowledge. And that becomes your best defense against this type of evil. The third evil is the priest craftsman. This is none other than Satan. He is the master counterfeiter. This spirit seeks out the first evil and feeds it. The priest craftsman looks for self-esteem personalities and promotes thoughts of feelings and of superiority and separatism. You see, the devil does know the Bible and believe. And so the priest craftsman goes to and fro saying, I know my craft. You don't have to listen. Failing to accept that knowing your craft is a process, an ongoing spiritual process. The prey of this evil normally moves from job to job, church to church, lodge to lodge. They don't even get the fact that struggle is a strength builder. And when they are strong enough, God will put them where he needs them. They go here and there looking for weaker spirits to use and infect. They never really benefit the group, themselves, and most importantly, never serves God's purpose for their lives. The tool of choice for this evil is distraction. The fall of Adam and Eve occurred because she listened, and he did not stand up against this type of spirit, which was horizontal or materialistic in nature. Their listening caused them to no longer look vertically and start looking horizontally. The priest craftsman knows the letter of Scripture and of Masonry, but don't possess the spirit of either, which are filled with love and helps. The priest craftsmen many times don't want the lead. They just come to destroy. Our best defense against this type of spirit is a constant study and a strong belief in our universal God, universal brotherhood, and the application of Masonic tenets towards one another. Now, we are faced with these three evils in our churches, our communities, our homes, and now in the Masonic order. The trick is minimization and control. At times they look good, sound good, may even feel good for a moment. But we should wage an all-out war against these three evils. Stamp them out wherever we find them. Stand up, speak out factually against them. Many of our frustrations and problems stem from us not being in control of ourselves. Yes, we all have a demon or a weakness. But as Masons, we are to be in control of our vessel, our mind, body, and spirit, in tune with our original player, our star player, the original internal God-given spirit of love, power, and sound mind, as listed or noted in 2 Timothy 1, verses 6 through 7. Everything in life is a result of three things: what we think, say, and do. And they should be congruent and in line with truth as given to us by the Almighty. Our Masonic lessons teaches the same thing. Here's a thought. Maybe the problem we're having with someone or something is really a problem within us. We don't have control. We might be thinking horizontally instead of vertically. My recommendation is, looking forward to the new year, let's implement an individual study, meditation, and research, and then look up to the east. Start over, start now. Let's go back. Let's reread all of the obligations we took on our own free will and accord. Let's think on them. Let's look vertically for spiritual guidance in adhering to them. Look vertically for the help in making our minds, mouths, and works congruent with the Almighty. For those looking to delay, deceive, and distract, know this one thing: the war will always be won by good. The steps in having fruitful spiritual relationships, there are three. Number one, trust only the man who ushers you past himself. Number two, trust only the man who ushers you towards God, someone that is more powerful and more knowing than he. Number three, study and meditate to know God, and you will be able to recognize a true Mason. Thank you for viewing. I ask that you continue to view, subscribe, tell a friend. Thank you very much.